Welcome back to the channel, guys. James Woodyu here, Gung Ho Bows. Today I have a arrow fletching project going on. We got our turkey feathers, we got our arrows. Let's see what else we got here. We have bowing fletching tape, bits and burger jig. I've got a right hand helical and I got a straight clamp. I use the straight clamp when I am putting the feathers in it and putting the tape on the feathers. Once I get all three fletchings on the arrow, this here is just some reflective wrap. I will take the scissors and just cut right across that way, and that's the perfect amount for a little bit of reflective right here on the back of the arrow. And that just pretty much helps you find it. This little knife here, it has a really good purpose, and I'm going to show y'all that too. With all that being said, I think I'm going to swap over here to the GoPro on the head mount where y'all can get a good look as I do everything that I do. Okay, I've got my arrow in here in the Bitzenberger jig with my flat pointed up. That's where we're going to start our first fletch. I'm going to grab my straight clamp here. Place it right there. Stick that tape right at the top with my thumb, and I'm just going to hold it and slide it down as I go there. Sure I got a good bit of contact there. Okay, now I'm just gonna press that down, make sure I got a good taped quill contact surface. Trim this off the back. Now I'm going to put it in my helical, my right wing offset jig. And I like my fletchings all the way back one of those little lines on the Bitzenberger, so the second one from the back. That's how I like the distance from the rear of my fletching to the nock. I like to get it just as far back as I can. Now I'm going to take my knife and just separate that double-sided tape. And here we go. We'll start by placing the back of that jig in, and I'm just going to roll it down, let the magnets take it, give it a good press. Just kind of lightly press my arrow because these are tail tapered. Just going to press that down good. Release, open up the clamp and pull it off. Then I'm just going to go ahead and twist it over to that next nock. Now this is where this little knife comes in real handy. It's about the right width to just slide right down the edge of that quill. Works really great for me. Back to the straight clamp. I like to just stick that thing there. Oop. Just gonna stick that straight clamp right there between my knees, and sometimes I'll just put it up there on the magnetic part of the jig, but this works really well for letting me look down that quill and make sure that tape is stuck to it well. Trim that off the back. Trim off the front. Just flush with the quill is all I'm looking for. Back to the offset. rid of that. If you see any daylight right now in between there, just press it down. Alright, that one's stuck. Open up the clamp, pull it off. One more twist. Back to the straight clamp. I really think the people that have had trouble with this tape don't get this part done correct. I mean, I can see it be really hard to get a good contact without a straight clamp. But I have never had any problem with it at all. And like I say, my shop is insanely hot, and I can take you out there right now and show you several dozen arrows with this tape on it. And you know, some of them are a couple years old and no problems for me. Like I said, I quit even putting the dab of super glue on the front and the rear of it. I can actually go out there on some of those old arrows that I have and pull the fletchings off and reuse them. And I may do that one day. But with the glue, anybody that has ever, I'm just going to take my knife here and just kind of ease down. Just press down back there on that quill where I have a quill, but there's our finished helical right there. And that's how I like them, right there. All that's left to do is cut a little bit of this tape here. Probably about that much. I'm just going to peel that tape off of there. Come right here. Get that going. And that is my lighted nock. That's going to light up when I'm looking for it with a flashlight. Most of the time, that's how I find my arrows, just with that at night if it's evening hunt. But most of the time, this up there is going to be either stuck in the animal or broke off somewhere on the blood trail. So here's my finished product. Got the reflective tape on the rear. And this is a, like I said earlier, this is a 50-55 Douglas fir from Sherwood Shafts, and I'm going to have a 175 grain ace broadhead. I just ordered 4 dozen yesterday. A lot of people ask me why I like these wood arrows and why everything, you know, this is all I've used. The first 3 animals I ever killed with a traditional bow were with carbon arrows. After that, my buddy Foster Kane got me hooked up with wood arrows at the TBG State Shoot one year. I was lucky. He was there putting on, you know, a little wood arrow demo, and we got out there on my bow, and I was like, that's what I mean, I like the idea of wood arrows, you know, for it just, to me, sounds more traditional. You take a wood arrow, especially on a one-piece wood self bow, there's not a quieter combo made. I mean, I'll argue that with anybody. You take a good heavy wood arrow and put it on a self bow, a one-piece wooden bow carved out of a log, there's not a quieter combo out there. Now, even with the you know, the laminated bows, my buddy Kane, y'all see hunting with me a lot in the videos. We were playing a video back from a year or two ago where we both shot hogs the same day. And you listen to my self bow bandage shoot one of these wood arrows, and you listen to him shoot a couple hogs, and he was shooting a Big Jim Mountain Monarch, fine bow with carbon arrows. When he listened to that arrow flight off of that bow, that's when he swapped to wood arrows. And even, you know, that it quietened down so much. That hollow core in the carbon arrows, it's just kind of like an amplifier. I think that just a little bit louder noise, especially on a whitetail, but even a hog, is the animal's moving, and you're not hitting that animal where if you hit him where you're aiming, you made a bad shot. I think a quiet setup is the most underrated thing when it comes to hunting with traditional bows. These bows are extremely slow compared to compounds, and that's where these wood arrows to me make the difference. I mean, if it's a 1 or 2 inch difference, that's the difference between a long night and a short night. That's the difference between finding that trophy and losing that trophy a lot of times. It's a game of inches. These wood arrows are quieter than any arrow you can buy. A lot of people are afraid of them. This will be my, let's see, this will be my fourth or fifth year hunting with these arrows. The first year I trad hunted, I killed 3 animals with carbons, and I hadn't shot an animal with a carbon since. It's been all wood arrows, and that's just how it is for me. I value the quietness over everything. It trumps everything else to me. Even shooting these wood arrows, what I have noticed last year, I never shot a deer over 15 yards. Killed 11 deer, and all of them were under 15 yards. And I am shooting these arrows here at the bottom third of that animal, and I'm still hitting them just consistently higher than I'm looking. And that's with the quietest rig you can buy. You take a big loud carbon arrow rig and a loud bow, and that's the difference. It makes a big difference in my opinion. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Count your blessings, and we'll see you on the next one. I got a few other things coming up I want to do. I got a ground blind review I'm going to do for y'all, and we're about to be probably going to be back to the swamp here the next day or two. But appreciate y'all. See you on the next one.